having one of those moments where I really hate that I'm disabled. Because honestly, just trying to do the normal things that everybody else is doing is too debilitating. I can't.
When I tell you the amount of stress and fucking headaches that I am having, finding a house is fucking crazy.
Why is everything just skyrocketing? And you know what's crazy? I think this is the norm. I think it's the norm now. I think it ain't going back. You gonna have to adapt. Bro, people gotta work 4 jobs now. Bro, I know people that don't got no off days. But they probably got like 1 off day. I know people that don't got no off. How is you working with no off days?
The average home price in America just went up to $415,000. At a 20% down payment, that would mean you would have to save up $100,000 plus with closing fees and a 6-month emergency fund for a 20% down payment.
Does anyone else get scared that they will never be able to buy a home because of these prices? The prices are outrageous, and I don't even know how people afford homes. It literally keeps me up at night.
Imagine doing everything right and still not being able to afford a home in America. 20 years ago, people bought a home on 1 income, but somehow today, people making $100,000 a year are struggling to survive. So what changed? Well, have a listen. You don't want to miss this.
Finding a house is fucking crazy. Like, I just can't understand why y'all are listing these houses for $2,700 for pink and yellow fucking tile bathrooms. Bitch, are you cool? Are you cool? We are not in the 2000s anymore. Why are you charging me $2,700 for the fucking bathroom to be pink and yellow with a pink tub or a blue tub? Like, do the updates! Do the updates on the houses before you fucking charge $2,500, $2,300 for some bullshit. Literal bullshit. There's no way that we are in 2025 and the houses look like pure shit and you charging $2,700. As a landlord, do the updates in your fucking house and then come talk to me talking about some $2,700. Why do we still have blue carpet? Are you cool? Why, when I go look at the pictures in the kitchen, it's a white stove and a white refrigerator, but you come out for rent $2,400? What? No. As a landlord, y'all are fucking diabolical. Do the updates. Hardwood floor me. Stainless steel me. There's no way that you want $2,780, $2,750, and there's no fucking updates in these properties. Bro, y'all are bugging.
Can we talk about how hard it is in this economy to actually get a house or anything like that? Because right now I'm renting a 2-bedroom apartment for about $1,800 a month, which is always paid up front, on time, and everything. We need a bigger space, so we're looking for a 3-bedroom house minimum because we have 3 adults and a child and 2 dogs. But when I go to get a pre-approval for a mortgage, they tell me, oh no, we can't because you can't afford it. Every single house that is for rent in my area that is 3 bedrooms is minimum $2,600 a month, which I can't afford. So why are you telling me that I can't afford a fucking mortgage?
Having one of those moments where I really hate that I'm disabled. Because honestly, just trying to do the normal things that everybody else is doing is too debilitating. I can't. And so then I spend time beating myself up about not being able to do what everybody else can do. Even though there is a lot that I can do, it just doesn't fit into the way that this world is structured. And so now I feel bad about it for just simply existing. I literally don't like living in this system where to have a home, you have to have a certain credit score. To have a home, you had to prove whatever money you're making. To have a home, you need to be making 3 times the income. Like, it's ridiculous. If money is coming to me, just let me have the home.
Getting a house right now or apartment has to be just a joke. It's the worst thing ever. Was looking at houses yesterday. I'm talking, y'all, these houses are a mess. Literally boxes. They're literally boxes. Rent $3,000. It's the norm now. It's $2,500. I swear, for a 3-bedroom, the norm is $2,500 with a dusty funeral home garage. Like, yes, funeral home garage. You couldn't tell me that you didn't have nothing going on in that garage. And then, what's up with the bathrooms with the pink towels in it? Nobody wants a bathroom. As soon as you walk in, you see the pink towels on the wall. You know that's from the 1960s. And you got the nerve to be saying $2,500, bro. People go be out on their butt, bruh, in a couple of weeks. Like, you cannot be serious. And then some of these houses and apartments, they don't be upstairs, downstairs. Apartments now, boy, it's starting off at $1,600. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, no dishwasher. Like, what is going on? And y'all got the nerve to raise the price on these groceries? Am I tripping? Why have the gas and electric been so high lately? I make sure to turn all the lights off when I leave out the house. I don't leave nothing on overnight. Why is the gas electric going from $50 to $400? I'm telling y'all, bro, they are getting over. They're getting their get back.
I wonder if anyone in the younger generations is going to ever be able to afford a home in the United States. Gas just hit $5 for regular at the cheapest gas station, and rent is $2,000 minimum for a 1-bedroom apartment. Everyone I know my age is either living with family or they're in college. I am curious what's going to happen with an entire generation who can't afford homes and can barely afford rent.
This isn't normal. People with good jobs can barely qualify anymore. The middle class is quietly disappearing, and this wasn't the reality 20 years ago. In fact, 20 years ago, purchasing a home looked a bit more like this. Fast forward to today, it looks a little bit more like this. People are working harder and falling further behind. Let's get back to it because there's more.
Just because you own a home does not mean that you cannot get priced out of the home that you supposedly own. As we all know, in the US, most of us don't really own anything. I bought my house in 2022 in August, and my monthly payment was going to be $1,500 a month because that's what I had said I could afford. Okay? Since 2022 August, we're now in 2026, almost 4 years later, I just got notice that my mortgage will be $2,800 a month. Since 2022, my income has remained pretty much the same. Maybe it's gone up by, let's just say, 10 grand or so. Not that much. But I'm saying this for people that are considering buying a home, that it is possible that you can still get priced out. Mine is because my insurance went up. My insurance per year is $5,500. Why? Good question. It's gone up every year, of course, as it normally does. However, I had 2 incidences caused by weather and storm damage that had nothing to do with anything I did. And ever since then, my premiums have gone up. I live in a big city, so it's already naturally a little bit more expensive than when you live like in the burbs. But between that and the rise of property taxes, I'm getting priced out of the home that I bought thinking that I could afford it. And I'm genuinely afraid that I might be in a position where I can't afford this house anymore and I have to let it go.
It was immensely easier for our grandparents and our parents to purchase homes back in the day. Like, you know, your granddad bought his house with $500, a paper clip, some thumbtacks, and a lollipop. And he was living good. He didn't have to go out and work, you know, a bunch of hours. Like, he went out and worked 40 hours and that was that. If you worked more than fucking 40 hours back then, back in the day, people thought something was wrong. Now that's the normal. Like, if you're not working 40 hours, people looking at you like you fucking crazy. If you don't have a side hustle, people looking at you like you fucking crazy. If you aren't getting to a bag more than your work check, people looking at you like you crazy. Like, right now, it's actually taboo for motherfuckers to work a job, a regular job, and not go out and do other shit, like food delivery or sell fucking candles on the side or fucking sell shit on fucking Facebook Marketplace or be using YouTube to fucking make money. Everybody's gotta have a side hustle unless you get into a real bag. So, like, or you're a doctor or like somebody that's really, really needed, like, you know, police officers, or, you know, police officers probably a bad reference because they don't really pay them much. But, like, you know, someone like a doctor or a surgeon, or, you know, a lawyer, somebody that's up there. But the average person, even if you're making $30 an hour, it's not enough fucking money. Like, and it's going to get worse. People are going to have to live with each other, which is already happening. People already living with each other because they can't fucking get by. So it's like, when will you ever be able to purchase a home? I'll be sitting there thinking to myself, like, next year, my plan was I was going to use my 403B from my job and my trading income to purchase like a small home or whatever, and then, you know, live there for a while, then rent it out once I move to Thailand and when I'm 50, right? Because I am going to move away from here. Like, I was just talking to my son's mom about this earlier. I'm up out of here, bro. When I hit 50s, my kids go off to college. You better come see dad wherever country he's in, because he won't be in the U.S. But overall, like, home ownership is not even going to be possible. Like, it's not going to be possible, especially with them trying to turn the 30-year mortgage to the 50-year mortgage. You know how much money you're going to have to pay off your home if you get, say your home is $200, you got a $250,000 mortgage. By the time you're, you know, retired age and over about 50 years, your mortgage payment is going to be like $8,000. At 5%, that shit going to be like motherfucking, probably not $8,000. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're probably not $8,000, probably like $6,000. You know what I'm saying? You're going to owe like $600,000 on a $250,000 home. This diabolical.
As a licensed mortgage loan officer with 11 years experience, someone just asked me something that I feel like people don't talk enough about. And basically, she asked me, what do people mean when they say that the lending experience is so stressful and so difficult? So let's talk a little bit about that. So thing number one is, when you first apply for a mortgage, you have a lot of anxiety. You are really nervous. You're not sure how it's going to go. Especially the people that have the highest credit scores and the most money in the bank, they the most nervous. So once you're pre-approved, we start asking questions. And typically the questions that we ask, the documentation that we require you to present to prove information that you gave us on your application sometimes does not align with the way that people just live their lives when they're not buying a house. So for example, what is it called? Like the Klarna, Afterpays, whatever all of those are called. When you are buying items through that and we see it on the bank statements, all of a sudden you're going to feel like you have to donate a pint of blood every single time you talk to us, because we're going to chase down the origin of those payments. We're going to want to know how long you've been making payments, how many more payments you have to go, etc., etc. Another thing, we want to know, where do you work? How long you work there? We're going to double and triple check every single thing that you say. If you provide us a document, it's not an exact document that we ask for. If you provide a document and the document doesn't have the information that we need to be able to close it, we're going to ask you for another document or clarification around the document or any number of things.
So it becomes very annoying and very frustrating simply because what we ask for a lot of times just does not align with what you do in your day-to-day living. Heaven forbid you be in a situation where you're like, oh, my brother owes me $1,000, and your brother gives you, say, $1,000 in cash, and you put it in your bank account, and you're thinking, okay, cool, I got money, I can use that. And then when we turn around, we tell you no. You are going to absolutely hate us, because somewhere in that process, if you don't do things our way, the way that we say do it, the very first time we say do it, you are literally going to feel like we have ripped that home out of your hands 4, maybe even 5 times. So that's why.
In the early 2000s, people bought starter homes. Now there are no starter homes. The first house you purchase is most likely the house you will have forever. What used to cost $150,000 now costs $500,000. And the crazy part, the wages didn't rise with it. Not to the scale that people really needed it to. Now I have children, and what I want to know is, how does the youth build wealth? I mean, people are delaying marriages, having children, all because they can't afford stability. That's wild to me. Owning a home is starting to feel like a luxury. And the craziest part about all this, most people aren't even asking to be rich. They just want what the previous generation had. But right now, millions of people are falling behind no matter how hard they work. And honestly, that's why so many people are angry. If you made it this far, please like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Please comment below. If you are struggling with trying to purchase a home, especially for the first time, I would love to hear about it. Let's dialogue. Also, try your best to stay positive. Keep your hope. This video isn't about diminishing hope. It's just to tell y'all the reality that we're living in. And with this information, maybe it can help you move accordingly. Till next time. Peace.